Well, that seems to be all the police know at the moment. We won't have any answers until after they arrest him and question him, I'm sure.
It's unbelievable. A doctor is supposed to save lives, not take them.
I'm not really sure he's even a doctor.
What are you saying, that he was practicing without a license?
Apparently, it was revoked because of some malpractice suit years ago. They're not even sure Fax Newman is his real name. You can imagine John and how he felt after Morgan told him that.
Morgan?
Yes, Morgan. He's been working with Gary and Josie on this thing.
I thought Gary resigned from the force.
Yes, but Gabe deputized him to help Josie, and then when they suspected it was Fax Newman, they brought Morgan in to work undercover at the hospital.
Poor Morgan lost Courtney, and we all had our losses, and all because of Fax Newman.
Cass, I want to tell you something.
What is it?
I feel a little responsible for some of this. The gold chain that connected Fax Newman with Blair's murder. John and I found that gold chain, and I then passed it around. I said it would bring everyone good luck. I gave it to Lorna, and I jeopardized her life, and Vicky, and I think that Frankie is gone because she had the gold chain.
Oh, my God. Honey, don't you do that to yourself. You had no way of knowing. Don't do that.
I'm supposed to be here comforting you, not...
I think we all need a little comforting these days.
Frankie was the one who was so good at that, wasn't she?
Yes, she was. She had a remarkable way of seeing things that nobody else could see, didn't she?
She did.
She always gave someone the benefit of the doubt, even if they didn't deserve it. She put up with Maggie and all the little stunts that she pulled while she lived here with us.
Frankie's credit cards, remember, when she gave them to Cecile?
There's no question. Maggie and Frankie, they had their challenging moments, but Frankie understood people, didn't she?
Yes. She always said that being a psychic was her gift. I think it was.
I can't stop thinking about the fact that she could sense what was happening to her before this man
Cass,
took her life.
Don't go there, please.
You're right. Dwelling there is not going to help anyone. And you know what? Neither is standing around here surrounded by her things. So how about heading over to the police precinct? We'll see if they've made any progress. Maybe they've arrested this guy.
You sure you want to subject yourself to that?
I want the satisfaction of seeing this guy brought to justice.
All right. Thanks a lot. Hi, I just got off the phone with Gregory's sitter, and she says it's okay. He can stay with her tonight. I'm sorry that I'm worrying about Josie like this.
Yeah, it's one of the things that makes you such a good mother. I remember getting up in the middle of the night and tiptoeing down to the nursery only to find you there with your ear pressed against the crib, seeing if Gregory was still breathing.
Yeah, well, I still sometimes go in there at night, and he's so still, I tickle his feet to make him move.
I taught you to do that.
Yeah, I know that. What?
Just... Well, you've always worried about your kids. Even when Josie was at the police academy, you always waited up at night until she'd call and say that she was home safe.
Well, a lot has happened since then. She's a highly decorated officer.
I know.
Yeah.
Even though you never approved of her career choice, you've always supported her.
It's part of being a parent, I guess. You know, your kids don't always do what you want them to do, but you gotta love them, you gotta trust that they're making the right choices. And, I mean, when Josie told me that she had finally found a purpose in her life, I had to really support that. And I'm really not sure I understood what she meant at the time. But I think I do now.
That's because you've grown. In so many ways. I mean, the opening of the trauma center tonight is a tribute to your hard work and your growth.
I think Michael deserves the credit there.
He couldn't have done it without you. And
I know. I don't sell myself short. You always used to tell me that. I called Emma.
Yeah, apparently Emma was too ill to travel. I guess the Frames had their own memorial service in
Yeah,
Oklahoma.
I think most of Chadwell turned out. It's funny to me because Frankie really always felt like she didn't fit in there. But I think she was very loved. I'm so glad that we made that trip together. You know what? In the evenings, Frankie and I used to sit out on the back porch and we'd shell peas. Like we never left.
The two of you always shared something very special.
Never gonna see her again. I just can't get my mind around it. You know, whenever anything happened to me, happy or sad, she's the one that I would call. And now the next time I go to pick up the phone, you know, she's not gonna be there. I just can't tell you how awful it feels. It feels like part of my heart has been ripped away.
This has been a pretty rough year for you, I know that I've contributed to that.
Don't,
sorry.
Please, don't. I shouldn't be here crying on your shoulder anyway. Look, you know, John, I'll tell you the truth. I just cannot explain it, but I have this terrible feeling that something has happened to Josie.
Morgan. Yeah, Mr. Jordan's upstairs. He's awake.
Can I talk to him?
Yeah, room 203. Keep it short and sweet. He's stable, but he's weak.
Good. Listen, Morgan, about Fax Newman?
Yeah, where is he? Did you find him?
He's dead. Sinclair killed Dr. Newman in self-defense.
He's dead. You killed him. Well, we got a problem here, folks. He should have got what he deserved. He should have suffered. You know what he did to my girlfriend? You know what he did to Frankie Frame? Hell of a job!
Listen, Morgan, I shot him because I had to, not because I wanted to.
Get him out of the hallway. Come on, go.
Did he suffer, Sinclair?
It was quick.
Well, any last words?
Possible fractured fibula, apparent to mental trauma.
Josie.
Think you've got a patient? Gary, Gabe said that Fax may have taken Josie.
By the time I got to Fax, Josie was nowhere in sight. If he hurt her...
Listen, let's stay positive about this. She's got to be out there somewhere. And she's alive.
I know. But where? Where?
How you feeling? Hey, Ozzy, everybody was worried about you. You mad at me? Is that why you don't want to talk? Look, I think we got a leg problem, so I'm gonna do some x-rays, okay? Is that all right with you?
How is he, Morgan? Ozzy?
I don't know what's making him clam up like this other than sheer terror. It's definitely not physical, it's mental. Can we get a psych evaluation with Dr. Brewster on him?
Josie's missing. Fax left some cryptic message, you know, I guess his dying wish that we never find her.
What? All right, well, what the hell do we do now?
I'll tell you what you do. You do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes to get some answers out of him, man. He's the only one that knows what happened to Josie.
I'm so glad you're back, Sharlene.
I just wish it were under different circumstances.
Yes, it's a shame to return to such tragic news. I was so sorry about what happened to Frankie. I know you two were close. I almost lost my son to that insane Fax Newman.
But Chris is going to be okay, right?
Oh, what is
Sorry.
it?
It's, you know, it's just that Josie's on this case. My daughter is out there. I think she's in danger, and I just want to know that she's okay. You know, and the police keep telling me not to worry.
Well, it's your right to worry. It's built into the parental job description. Mm-hmm. When I think about what that monster almost did to my son, I could...
You know, Fax. Chris, he's going to be okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he survived what could have been a very serious brain injury, but He's so stubborn, he checked himself out of the hospital so that he could make the deadline for the Morning Herald. I mean, a first-hand account of his brush with the stalker.
His job at all costs?
Yeah.
Wonder where he learned that.
Well, I'm awfully sorry I taught him that lesson. Now he's walking around with a concussion and he should be in a hospital bed. You know, I tried to stop him, but it was just hopeless.
John, any news on Josie?